Welcome back to Casual Bias Rugby, the Super Rugby Talk, our favorite time of the week. Aiden, I don't know about you, but this has felt like a long week. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it has. The clocks went back here in the UK, so I lost an hour's sleep, and I feel like I'm still recovering from that. I don't know why. I don't think I've quite recovered yet, but we had the Super Rugby to keep us going in the weekend, but the rest of the week's been a bit of a grind. So looking forward.
At least it's almost there. At least we almost wake up with a coffee and some Super Rugby, because there's no better way to start your weekend off like that. Our predictions weren't too bad, right? But there was one major upset that I can't wait to talk about. And I'm pretty sure you're happy as well because it's your rival. Let's start off with your team. Statement victory.
Yeah. Oh my God.
57 points to 12. Finally, your defense holds up and your attack shined. And let's not beat around the bush. It was a shaky start until you scored 2 quick concession tries right before halftime, and then the shackles just came off and you absolutely crushed the Waratahs. 57 points to 12.
Yeah, I'm so happy. This is the Hurricanes we've been seeing last year and even the year before, where they can really put out a super solid performance. And that's not a weak Waratahs team. Yeah, they didn't have Andrew Callaway, sure, but it wasn't like a B-string Waratahs team. And it was just a performance that got rid of some of the stuff that we'd been lacking in the Hurricanes. Where have you gone to?
I've just gone to close the window because my dad's literally right outside my window, watering the grass. I didn't know if you could hear it.
No, I couldn't. It was all right. But yeah, man, big performances from some key players. Obviously, no Harry Godfrey. And I was a little skeptical of Mr. Riley Hohepper coming in. He played outstanding. And I've got to
Yes, he did. I was waiting for you to say that because you slaughtered him in the previous video. It was shameless.
No, it was just I didn't think he was the signing we needed at the Hurricanes, but he filled those boots very well, had a really good game, the best game he's ever had in Super Rugby. Throw in the likes of Ruben Love doing magic shit.
Bro. That assist
was ridiculous. It was genuinely ridiculous. That's like one of the highlights of the season, probably.
You know when you're sitting, I was drinking the coffee, and when you have to kind of like take a double take at your phone or at the screen, it's like, what the fuck did I just see? That was ridiculous. Like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Right? Because the camera angle that I had was like, I didn't even know there's a guy there. It just looked like he heaved the ball. Perfect on the dot. He was sensational. Ruben Love was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, he's the type of player that's going to have to step up into this team and probably take on a bit more of a leadership role as well. Obviously, he's not super experienced in the Super Rugby, but he's not a newbie like some of the other guys that we have playing for us now, who are really exciting talents who played really well. Like Puni Vai had a great game for a new guy as well. Obviously, lovely to see Almua back in action doing Almua things. So that was great. But I think the big story for us, I think we were the best team of the week defensively. And that's
Marcus Jensen looked hard as a rock as well.
Yeah. I just think that's the step in the right direction. And for us to go far in this comp, defense is going to be, the thing that sets us apart. And we had a really good defense last year. And we've been shaky at the start of this year. And I think that was the first time where it sort of all gelled together. Didn't give away too many penalties. And we're rock solid on stopping the plays down quickly. So
Adam, don't come at me. Don't raise your voice at me. But I have to play devil's advocate. Do we just say the Waratahs were shit? Was it one of those where they were on and then this week and they were just off? We know how the Waratahs are.
Yeah, I just think, they obviously didn't play their best. Obviously, they probably would have scored more points if they played their best. But I think a lot of credit goes to like the way their attack was shut down. I think a huge part of that's Bailyn Sullivan. I think you mentioned him just before. Like his role in that game of shutting down the man that was getting the ball wide. They got no ball in the outside channels because of Balin Sullivan and the work he was doing. It was very Gary Ringrose-esque, where they come up really quick out of the line and just stops that player from doing anything and putting a lot of pressure on the breakdown.
Let's rather refer to it as a Jesse Creel-esque. Thank you.
Sure, if that makes you feel better. But yeah, I just thought, Balin Sullivan, incredible game, and I think he was a big reason why the Waratahs backline couldn't get flowing. But just happy we got a tough game next week, and I want another one.
Yeah, no, obviously it's massive, and it puts you you guys were scraping the barrel for at a certain point in the season. Obviously, you're only sitting in 7th, but getting 5 points from that game, that's great, right? Because bonus points this far has been hard to come by, and you've done it. Right, you'll take that all day long. Next up, we had the Brumbies versus the Highlanders. Both of us backed the Brumbies on this one. 34 points to 27, 7-point victory. I mean, the Highlanders aren't an easy team to beat. The Brumbies went on, they did it, and they needed that victory, especially after the loss against the Waratahs. Just setting the record straight once again. Moves up into 5th. This was a massive, massive one because, if the Highlanders won, they would have been sitting in 8th and the Highlanders again in 5th. So, you'll take those all day long. I don't really have too much to add to this game, to be fair.
No, I think the Brumbies really shone in the latter stages of that second half. It was pretty 50-50 for most of that game. But then, 2 quick tries in the 73rd and 78th minute were big, and then sort of the game was out of reach, and it looked like it was over, and then Tangi Tau scored a crazy try just out of nowhere, and they got the ball back, and it was
he does.
Yeah, and the Highlanders had possession, over the full-time whistle, and they could have scored, and if they'd, kept a bit more composure and held a little better, then they probably would have scored, but, they knocked the ball on, and game over, but I think they bonus point because they were within 7 or on 7 points, so that's still important, as you mentioned.
Bro, you look like you're raising up to heaven with that sunlight beam.
I just noticed that.
I was like, bro, is this guy elevating while he's talking? It is crazy.
Sorry about that. Oh, there we go. I can see now.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Upset of the century.
Oh,
here we go. Now, I was at work while this game was on, and I was kind of busy Saturday morning, so I didn't manage to watch it live. But I had the live score on Google just on another tab, so I just clicked every 5 minutes just to see what's going on, and I couldn't believe my eyes as it was ticking. I was working with for instance clients and stuff, and my jaw dropped. I stopped listening to them while I saw the scoreline because I couldn't believe it. We said we're going to stack our fantasy team with Crusaders players because this is going to be a victory. They just scored 29 points. They did not look like they even in the game for large parts. This was a demolition job, to be fair.
Yeah.
How good were Moana? Because I don't want to knock the Crusaders and not speak about how good Moana was to travel to the Crusaders and do this.
Yeah, again, other than maybe, obviously, other than Fiji, I think the Crusaders is the hardest place to go and win. Just with their record speaks for itself. But, man, it was domination from the start. It almost felt like consolidation points that the Crusaders scored in that game. It was truly a thumping. And you've just got to give credit to those Moana boys. Patrick Pellegrini, sensational at 10. Artie Sarver, brilliant. Miracle
massive feats. Those were massive feats that Artie put in.
Yeah. Miracle Failangi, the other Lucy, exceptional as well. And it was the centre pairing for Moana Pasifika played brilliantly as well. And it was just throughout the park a consistent performance. And we've seen 40-minute performances from Moana in a few games now. And we spoke about how they needed to put together an 80-minute performance. And that was an 80-minute performance, bar maybe a few lapses in judgment that led to some easier Crusaders tries. It was a pretty solid performance throughout. They were genuinely outstanding. And it just goes to show that this competition, we'll say it again, the gift that keeps on bloody giving, this Moana team who were at the bottom of the table just went and beat the team that we all thought were going to go to the top of the table comfortably at Crusaders home. It was like you just don't know how to predict this anymore. It's so
the thing is, like, you look at that Moana performance and you're like, surely there's not just one of those performances in there. Like, if you can do that to the Crusaders, you can beat any other team in this competition. Like, you put up a performance like that, and I feel automatically the standards has to be higher for Moana.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of, like, with someone like Artie coming into the mix as well. It's like, it's not just about competing for those guys now. Like, you have the tools, you have the players, you need to be winning. That should be the expectation. And bringing someone in like Artie, who is a proven winner time and time again, whether that be with the Hurricanes or the All Blacks, he knows how to get things done, and him being able to impart that on the team and get them into that mentality should mean that those guys are, expecting to win games, not to compete in games, but to win games. Yeah. And I think results like this, and obviously the result against the Hurricanes and the second 40 against the Chiefs, prove that to themselves that they're there to not just compete in the competition, but to actively get near the top and win lots of their games.
Do you think the Crusaders just kind of took this as a given, that they're going to win the game, and they just didn't pitch up? What do you think the coaching staff would have said to this Crusaders team after that?
Obviously, there'd be disappointment. It's tough to know what they'd say. Obviously, no David Harvey, which you could tell was a big loss. They didn't look as controlled and managed as they do with Harvey there. But you can't rest a 16-point more loss on one player. So I think it's back to the drawing board. Defensively, they'll need to be better. Usually they're so good on defense, the Crusaders, and they weren't.
No, but I've told you this, what was it, like last week, that they haven't shown me too much in defense. I haven't been convinced. Like, the attack has been sensational. They look like a team that's just going to score more points than you. But defensively, they have enjoyed conceding points. And you saw it this game. 45 points at home.
Yeah. I think, it's tough. It just seems so out of character. But, yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one to review because this comp's so all over the place that you think one thing's going to happen. And we were both pretty confident in a Crusaders comfortable win.
I said by 28 points.
Yeah, I said by like 16. I was less outrageous than you.
Wow.
There's almost 28 points the other way, mate.
Don't mention it. Well, it was exactly 16 points the other way.
Yeah, that's true. Anyways, we move on because we got that one very wrong.
Reds versus the Force, and I'll take bragging rights on this one, right? Because I know the Reds were at home, but they did not field nearly their strongest team and still got it done against a full-strength Force team. Was it a full-strength Force team? I think it was. Yeah, most of them were there.
Yeah, pretty strong.
Peach, Potter, Greeley, Ben Donaldson, Nick White, Tizano was back, Darcy Swain. Yeah. You look at the Reds team, right? Seru Uru was there, but there was no Harry Wilson. There was no Fraser McWright. There was no Tate McDermott. Like, come on. And I called it, and they'll take this all day long. Derby getting 2 over the Force. Sensational.
Is that the exact same scoreline, by the way?
It could be.
What round did they play each other? It is the exact same scoreline. I've just checked. Round 3, 28-24 to the Reds. Exactly the same.
Get in.
Wow.
I'll take that.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah. Oh, man, there's not much.
And also try at the end. 73rd minute for Tate McDermott, which gave them the lead.
I didn't get to see too much of this. I watched the highlights of this game. But other than that Robertson breakout try, and we're going to look real smart because we discussed at the end of the last video that, we'll take Robertson out and put Pierce back in the fantasy. That was a terrible idea because Robertson got like 60 points and Pierce got 17.
I don't want to talk about fantasy because both my centers combined got me 0 points.
I saw that Harvey wasn't playing. Put in the red center that you had as well. What's his name?
Paisami.
I then put Paisami in for Havili, woke up, and then saw that Paisami wasn't playing either. So I changed my center and still got 0 points from him.
Bro, how did you see they're not playing?
I was on Instagram, just the Super Rugby on Instagram.
No, how about they fucking send me notifications?
Yeah,
Whoop, you've got a player that's not playing. Like, that would be so much more helpful, because some of us don't live in New Zealand and we have a massive, massive time difference, and I don't check Instagram the whole time, and then it just absolutely shits on me. It's the same with the Dylan Pete situation. What is going on? I'm getting screwed over by the game. And now I have to suck up to you. That's like 1 point above me, probably a bit more above me now.
Yeah,
because of that shit. It's terrible. Anyway, let's move on to our actual preview. I said I'll back the Reds in every single game, but they're playing the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are at home.
Chiefs by a lot.
You reckon?
No, probably not. I'm going to say
the Reds have got all their players back. The guys that I just mentioned that didn't play, they're all playing now.
Yeah, that's true. But it's pretty much a full-strength Chiefs team as well, except for Leonard Brown, who is, not playing. But Quinta Pye's playing. I got to put him back in my fantasy. Yeah, I don't know, man. My predictions are so rubbish this year. It doesn't matter what I say. So I'm just going to say Chiefs by 14 because I think they're better overall.
I'll back myself. Reds to extend their lead. Let's go on a wild one. The wild ones have worked.
Yeah, that's true.
I might have jinxed. Now I might have jinxed it. Now that I've said it. But let's go Reds by 3 points. Sneaking it at the end, making it an ugly game. The Reds love a little ugly game.
Yeah, I just think it's one of those games where I think if the Chiefs get rolling early, they are almost impossible to stop at the moment. And I think they're just going to get into a groove of things with their All Blacks back, playing some quality rugby, D-Mac doing D-Mac things, Stevenson being as elusive as ever, Narrower, who's sensational, Quinta Pye.
Bro, you don't need to convince me. Like, if I had to go by my brain, I'd probably go Chiefs by like 10.
Yeah, okay.
So that would be my actual prediction. But because I've been so cocky in saying Reds are my dark horses and they're sitting first, I'll go Reds by 3.
Yeah. All right.
Just purely on vibes.
Chiefs 12s, Reds by 3. We disagree on the first. Let's move on.
Moana versus the Waratahs. Do Moana have the balls to do it twice in a row? They're playing at home this time. Or is it once off?
This is the measure of the team for me. I'm going to stand by them. I'm going to back them. Against my dark horse team, I'm going to back Moana because I think this is the opportunity they need to not just have a one-off massive statement win, because you can make a statement, but then if you go back to losing, it's no longer a statement, right? It's just a flash in the pan. So this is the team. This is where they need to show up and prove that they can do it week in, week out. I think they will. I'm going to back them. I'm going to say Moana by 9.
Wow, this is a tough week to call because I've just looked at the fixtures.
Yeah.
None of them are easy. I'll join in backing Moana. But it is the week that the Waratahs are supposed to be clicking.
Yeah, true. It is on the on week for the Waratahs, not the off week.
Yeah.
But no, I'm going to give Moana deserve the chance to be backed because their performance last week was excellent. And they need to put up a big one again to be, seriously contending.
Yeah, let's go Moana by 8 points.
Yeah, so we're pretty similar there. Drua Crusaders.
Just because they have to take that form home. Like, they played well against the Crusaders. I'm not going to have them drop off when they get home to their passionate crowds and those type of things. Drua taking on the Crusaders in Fiji. It's your toughest game on the calendar.
Yep.
If you're Crusaders.
Oh, where is it being played, though? That's the important thing.
It's okay.
Suva. It's not Lautoka.
Okay, Crusaders. Give me Crusaders by 12 points. I think last weekend was a reality shock or a wake-up call, and they'll get back into things. What the fuck is Superbru Rugby doing on outside centre, by the way?
He's either gonna be like ridiculously good or dreadful. I don't think there's an in between.
Bro, I don't think I've ever seen the guy pass. I don't think I've ever seen Severis pass. I don't think he knows how to do it. So,
yeah, I genuinely have no idea. I genuinely think he'll either be player of the match or he'll like score 1 point in fantasy. It'll be something like that.
I'm telling you for sure he's not in my team. I'm not taking that risk.
I'm so tempted to put him in my team, but it seems so wrong.
No, if he was a center and he played on the wing, different story. But a wing, those positions going into center, no, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I swear the wings get the ball more than an outside center.
Yeah, it feels like that sometimes, unless you play for the Chiefs and then the centers get all the ball.
Yeah. Unless you're Leroy Carter. Feels like he touches the ball every second minute.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know how to predict this. I'm going to say Crusaders. I think, like you said, I think it'll be a bounce back. It'll be like, whoa, guys, what the hell was that last week? We need to fix that shit quick.
Yeah.
And then I think the Drua will be the unfortunate recipients of that.
I don't think the Drua will be terrible in Fiji, though.
No, I don't think they will be either. I just think the Crusaders will step it up a level.
I'm going 12.
I said that last time when the Drua played the Chiefs in Fiji, and I got that wrong. So who knows? Maybe the Drua win.
Yeah. Crusaders by 12. Feels fair.
Yeah, I agree.
Here we go.
Easy win. Hurricanes by 30.
You say that, but the Blues made a post. The last time they made a post, they won the next game. They said April Fools now will start winning.
I dislike the Blues so much. I think I hate them more than the Crusaders at the moment.
Why is that? I love their social media team.
It's brilliant, and I hate them for it. I have like a passion for disliking the Blues. And the fact that we've lost to them already this season pisses me off.
Yeah, you are their one win after they made that post.
Yeah, it's BS because they won for some bullshit. Bullshit. I'm not even going to not hide it. It was bullshit. I'm upset, and I think it'll be karma.
And they beat you at your home. Now they're playing at home.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I'm backing the Hurricanes as well.
I just
Moa,
think
Lomax,
nobody.
Karifi, Roygard.
Yeah.
Do we see a back-to-back performance by Noepa?
Well, Hohip is now. I just realized I said no Bodie. Never mind. Bowden Barrett's playing 10.
I know.
Caleb Clark's back. It's just an All Blacks backline. This is BS. Finley Christie, Bowden Barrett, AJ Lang.
They've not struggled with injuries. Like I won't hear it. They've had pretty much all their All Blacks all season.
No, Tuipulotu gone. I'll be fair to the Blues. Tuipulotu's been gone for a while. Bowden Barrett's been gone for a while. Talia and Clark.
No, Bodie wasn't. Bodie was out for like one game.
2 games.
2 games. Wow, replacing with Harry Plummer, the one that could just as well be an All Black.
So Tutu's back after his red card and whatnot. Christie's back. Yeah. Papali'i's back. He was injured.
Yeah, but like this is not the same as the Hurricanes that have lost guys that felt like they've been away for months and years.
Oh, yeah, we still don't.
But Tania's played most games. Caleb Clark's played most games. Rico Ioanis played most games. Bowden Barrett's played most games. So Tutu, it's his fault he had a red card. I'm not putting that on the injury list. Papali'i, obviously he was injured, fair enough, and Tuipulotu was injured. But the rest of the guys, like this doesn't feel like a new Blues team all of a sudden. Like they can play like a new Blues team maybe, but like a lot of these guys have played a lot more games than your boys.
Yeah, it's just scary because it's like they have 2 of the All Black wingers. They got the All Black center. They got an All Blacks. They got Bowden Barrett. It's Bowden Barrett. God, Papali'i, Tuipulotu's class. You know, I don't know, man. It's scary, but I hate them enough that I'm going to say the Hurricanes are going to smoke them.
Yeah, the guy that cut them to shreds though. Harry Godfrey's not playing for you. Do you remember how classy was that game?
Yeah, but it's all right because Ruben Love will fill that role.
Yeah. Let's go Hurricanes by 9 points. I'm backing you to go and 18. Do it over there.
18 points. Right? Hurricanes by 18.
Wow. Right. I feel like I'm talking up the Blues, talking them down, and you are talking them up, and then your prediction is crazier than mine. How does that even work?
Because we're going to defense. Our defense is going to be excellent, and that's why.
Okay. Just don't get killed in the scrum as well. Or again.
Now, because we've got the best front row in the comp now.
Force versus the Land.
Numia, Almua, and Lomax is the best front three in the comp. 100%.
Then possibly. Off the top of my head, can't think about much better than that. Unless you want to put it up against Tamati Williams, Cody Taylor, and
George Bow or Fletcher Newell. Yeah, it's probably that's probably up there, to be fair. But
it's probably a tiny bit better.
Lomax it's basically because I'd compare the hookers are equal in my mind. Cody Taylor's obviously more experienced, but I think in terms of front row scrumming ability, they're pretty equal. Lomax is better than both the Crusaders scrummagers, and it's just Numia versus Newell, and Newell's probably a better scrummager. So tight. 50-50. But I'm biased, so the Hurricanes one is better.
Yeah, 51-49. Not 50-50.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. Force versus Landers, screaming game of the week again. I just get the feeling always when the Force play, it's must-watch TV. At home, where's Tavatavanawe playing?
12 this time. He's moved inside a spot.
This is a tough one to call. Let me look at this.
Yeah.
Also, Greeding, Peach, Donaldson, Nick White, Tizano playing, Darcy Swain playing, Pierce playing.
Give me the Landers. Landers with an away win. I thought they could have beat the Brumbies, and would be unfortunate.
The Highlanders have just looked so tough to beat this season.
They're so close to being a top team. You know, like it feels like they don't lose by much ever at the moment, and their wins are hard fought, but they're also like their losses never seem like their losses for very long. So
they're kind of like Cardiff in the URC.
Yeah, I suppose.
Bro, I've always said it with Cardiff. They just this one team that always finds themselves like 12th. They never win by much, but they never lose by much. Like I don't remember Cardiff getting spanked ever.
Yeah.
But I also don't remember them spanking anyone else. They just, the better you are, the better they play. The weaker you are, the worse they play. And they always find a way to make it close.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going to back the Landers. I'm going to say Landers by 6.
I've got a sneaky feeling you're correct, but I'm going to back the Force. But I've got a very sneaky feeling about the Highlanders getting it done. But I don't know if I'm just going on kind of the hope that the Australian teams keep it going at home. Like for them, it's a massive season. The Force have looked good. We've given them all their credit. They fought hard against the Reds, didn't get over the line once again. But they're still sitting in 6th. And in terms of what my expectations were for the Force compared to the reality of them, they've really impressed me. They've kind of impressed me the most of all teams, except for the Reds, because they're sitting in 1st. But the Force usually just stink it out. But they're playing some nice rugby. Carlo Tuzano has been a dream catch for them. Dylan Peach has been great. Ben Donaldson, the history teacher, has looked unreal in that 10 jersey. So I'll just back them to continue doing it. But whoever wins that game, it would be a massive boost for them on the table. Like if the Highlanders can get it, they go above the Force. But the Force are only 3 points above the Highlanders. So a victory for the Force would be absolutely massive.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think these are the games that'll make or break the teams come the end of the season in the top 6. So
yeah,
both very important. I just think
must-win games.
The Highlanders have been knocking on that door for a good win for a few games now, and I think they'll bust through this time.
Yeah, that wraps it up. Everyone, thank you very much for watching. Please do remember to go and show Aiden some love on TikTok. Please do remember to hit that like and subscribe button if you're just like us chatting a bit of shit when it comes to rugby. We appreciate you guys, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.